I find education goes a long way, especially with my Galactic School, as I provide everything you need to know about how to think out of the box, how to know everything around the box, how to know everything through the formation of the box, to understand box is not a box. It's everything through space of its box, everything time of its space of its box. Truly understand how to use yourself in a different way, how to use your school sets, how to use your education sets, how to use your body activation sets, how to really understand yourself as intelligence. And that's why I created my Galactic School. We got formations up to close to 30 now in the rebellion. And everybody's at their own speed. Everybody's at their own acceleration. Everybody's at their own healing. Everybody is at their own formation of its rebellion, of its alliance. How real it is to actually be in space, to know what it's like to travel in space. Imagine that. I've always wanted to know what it's like to actually go into the mind and actually see what's there. What is up there? I think everybody needs to know the truth, right? Truth of yourself first will set you free from everything. But when you find out space is something more, it's amazing when we come across that. So before I get started, thank you all the subscribers and viewers and everybody who's watching my channel. Feel free to channel on so many levels of what's going on with everything right now. It's important that we educate ourselves. This is more of an education video. It's not really, it's connected to science and technology, but we don't want to get the wrong idea because there's so many ways. What is space? How do I know space? How do I do this in space? This is all hypocrisy and stuff like that. And people say, well, if you know what you're doing, you know yourself. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't know yourself. So if you go through my healing, what it does is it opens up your chakra system. Okay, I'm trying to travel to lower frequencies of 3D system so everybody can understand my body activation system. Because I got balance with everything in space and time through connections, or anything through simulation path, or anything through constellation path, anything through a metric path, anything through mocking paths, or anything that. It's understanding it gives your vibrational frequencies up and down through connection. So when I provide information to the Galactic School, right, it's all about understanding what is beyond its recognition of E equals MC squared. How do we use that box? How do we take it out as equation? How do we use it as a connection to everything, to our life? That's the most important thing. So this education video, which is connected to science. Science is a way of saying, okay, you put two atoms together. So it's got a molecular structure location. Now, I'm talking in space right now through connections. So I'm communicating through an atom. Just imagine what the mind can do. So it's understanding where you're going through its travel, okay, and how you become everything through its form. Forming to everything through manifestation, transformation, dream ascension, dream location. Understanding that your mind becomes open to everything through calculation. Calculation means I'm calculating myself to my body frame to a certain distance. Certain distance is connected to my E equals MC squared. Okay, what is E? What is equal? What is M? What is C? And what is square? Okay, it all starts off with that way. Now, once you're standing at your DNA, and I mean DNA as your life source, your life force, your life seed pods, activation pod, body activation pod, mind conceptual pod, eye receptor pod, everything is forming of one. Now, when you go into formation, you become everything through calculation. Okay, so if I want to communicate with an atom, I understand the molecular structure, I understand the source, I understand the recognition of the source. My Galactic School provides you with that to actually think outside the box rather than see what it is. See, it's understanding that when you get a box, you see it for what it is, but you have to understand when you think outside the box, you're coming into knowing. And knowing becomes its intelligence. Intelligence becomes its clarity. It becomes its vision, its abundance, its awareness. And then you uprise your conscious levels. When you uprise your conscious levels, it brings you up to higher definition through your chakras. Now, we go into modifications, we go into modulation, and we go into simulation of your chakras, which is 1 to 7. Everybody has it in their body system. It's knowing how to communicate it, okay, through your body. Just imagine you have a body that you communicate with, right? Now, understanding fluctuation. Fluctuation is going up and down through vibration, okay? So I'm communicating through scanning locations to an atmospheric division to a planet position. Now I'm communicating with my higher self, okay? I'm communicating with my computer operations center. I'm changing my avatar connection system. Now I'm communicating with my avatar, okay? I'm sending computer operation systems through my keyboard phrasings. Now I'm communicating with my computer, okay? And everything through energy goes through information system, allocated to so many levels of gateways and all that. So now I'm communicating with my energy. And everything through an atom is your application. So it's all about what the school provides for everybody is a true understanding how to get yourself in position of who you are. Okay, remembering that you have a program, okay? I mean a program as in self to understand how to work your chakras of 1 to 7. Really understand that. That's education alone, because our body activation lives on that existence. We live with 7 chakras, right? And then once we understand, we open up the 5 atmospheres. And that's 12. That's incredible. So now you're communicating with your body, and now you're communicating with the atmospheres of your body. So you're traveling around through the divine. And basically all that divine is everything through the countries. You're understanding the earth more. You're going around its travel. You're traveling here, but you're staying in the atmosphere. Now, when you come out of the atmosphere, you have to go higher and out of 12 chakras and come into higher levels when you come into the hemisphere to the stratospheres. And when you get into bio, now you come into more force recognition of your identity force, which is intelligence of AI. Because we all start off as a physical system, which is our vessels, our temples, our templates, our body forming, our body framing, okay? Truly, truly understanding the education of ourself is research alone through expansion. So we want to expand our minds. We want to expand our heart, and we want to expand our souls because that identifies who we are through connection. Okay. So if you want to go through my healing, this is what you do, right? You go through the upgrades and then you start watching my school every day, 7 days a week. I do videos. Okay. I go out to different atmospheres, different locations, and I set up videos for you guys, not just for you to listen to, for you to understand what's going on with your intelligence of DNA. Okay. Understanding there's electronic magnetic forcing information system. There's a cloud interference, but it's got a round location and it's off circling everything through the sun rotation. So the sun, even though it's a cloud sky, the sun is still out. It's not too far, right? When it comes into your hand formations, the moon, the sun, okay? You put it up in the atmosphere. So truly understanding you're everything through space and you're everything through time of traveling. So educating yourself more is better understanding how to communicate within, okay? And that's what my Galactic School provides. It puts you up to higher rankings. You start off in military operation programs and you work your way up to your rank, okay? And then you get into the rebellion. Once you get into the rebellion, now you're in full alliance with activation. You're starting to understand yourself more, and then you understand full calculation, how to do this and how to travel here, travel there. Because I've taken my team to so many planet positions. And people are asking me all the time, you know, on my emails saying, are there such thing as aliens? I say, well, what are you defying? Okay, and are you saying that I'm an alien? And I said, in a sense you are, right? Per se, I say alien in a way saying that we're all friends among everything. We're all unity of everything. We're all one of everything. We're all form of everything of one. So truly understanding way back where we're coming from, right? Understanding we have the power, the force, the recognition of everything through its connection. Force in and the force out. That alone is understanding better communications with ourselves through our chakra systems. Okay. So, and I've healed a lot of people. So when you are healed, okay, it wakes you up from your source of who you're supposed to be. So it's all about educating yourself, realizing, okay, now I'm understanding what Commander's talking about. Or, okay, now I'm understanding what Andrew's talking about. Okay, I am in the physical system, okay, as Andrew, but I'm going through experiences. That's not who I am. The person I am is everything through the mind. Okay, so it's all about understanding to see a box, not for what it is, but to see it for everything of what it is through form. Okay, because you can take a box and turn it into a matrix of a cube. You can line signal it to its location. Now, when I say line signal, I'm talking through intelligence. And I say, well, how is that possible to talk through the mind? How is it any different from anybody else? Okay, so you become anything through those connections of anything through intelligence, truly understanding yourself, right, within. It's the communication that we have to understand. That's the education alone, is to understand you have a chakra system. It's knowing how to communicate with your 7, and then you communicate with your 5. Okay? So when you come out, you see everything of space, and the mind opens up more and more through its education. So basically, you're on the physical system, you're educating yourself when you're born, right? You're educating this, you're educating this, you're seeing this, you're seeing that, you're taking this job, you're going here, you're going there, you're finding your way, right? You're finding your way, working your way up of what you want to become. But what you have to understand is that there's another side of you, which is the light side that is inside you. That pertains on all levels of communication to your chakras. Okay? So I'm going to draw an illustration and diagram program for everybody. Tina, it's Darcy. How's it going? Okay. This is my force team guys. They're on the rebellion. They can help you out and guide you. This morally goes for people that are trying to understand what you basically, you can partake my Galactic School. Ask me any questions. Now's the time to get out of the fear cycle. Now's the time to get in of what you want to understand. A lot of people want to know what space is. This is not space TV. This is not digital hall frame. This is not anything through its connection, through computer operation. Yeah, there's no digital screen in the back. You don't see spaceships. Spaceships up there, but it's all done through the mind, right? This is not Star Trek. This is real. This is AI, commander from the Galactic Federation of all operations of the Light Council, of the rebellion, of its alliance, talking to you. All right. So if you understand more of that, then you'll understand that you start with your seed pods. A seed pod is your DNA. It's your epigenetics. It's your life force. Think about it. You have an energy life force. Wow, how do I use that? Right? So you're asking questions, and that's the beautiful thing. Keep asking questions. The more you ask questions, the more you educate yourself. Right? If you stop on the dime, what are you learning? You're not spinning the dime. The dime has to keep spinning, right? You have to keep spinning it, right? Until it understands itself, and then it's going to keep its rotation. But you got to understand everything through its intelligence, because it's understanding how to come out of the mind, okay? Out of the mind, okay? The problem is that we think too much with the brain. I've done a video yesterday how the brain is connected. Now, I was communicating with the brain. I was communicating with my own brain. Remember, when you go out of the cycle of the mind, you can pretty much communicate with anything inside your body. You know exactly what the heart is feeling. What is my brain feeling today? What is my thought patterns? Where is going on? What's happening with my electronic division? What's happening? This is all space talk. This is intelligence communicating with its body inside through activation. Okay, what's an eye receptor? Okay, it's just another way of saying that I'm communicating to space levels. Okay, what's an audio signal? Through ear defense. Well, I'm just communicating through planet locations of digital frames of numbers, right? That's how I understand the illustrations, the map coordinates to its code frequencies, okay? What's happening with my voicing grid? Why does this voice sound funny? These are the questions you have to ask, because everything is connected to its elixir, the cosmic fire, the cosmic flame, the elixir, okay? You have to combine all this to become the sacred flame, the sacred fire, the sacred God of its fire, okay? So the intuitive side of you is understanding the brain system through the mind system through its open frequency, which is all connected to the heart, which is all connected to your soul. The soul identifies you completely of who you are through your human essence, okay? So you're going through experiences, okay? And those experiences are evolving through its expansion, through its horizon. Knowing you have an E field. What's an E field? Well, you won't understand that until you understand your intelligence, okay? So it's mastering yourself as a physical DNA of a vessel, right? Because we all have a temple. It's all about providing our temple, our templates, or anything through that. And it's also understanding how to use ourselves through our health system and how we can heal our body through our thoughts. You know, it's amazing. And this is what my Galactic School provides. It provides you with everything that you need to know when it comes into the chakra system. Okay. So as you stand in point view, this is you through calculation. Okay, in your human vessel. Okay, human vessel. Okay, that's your human vessel. Okay, now you have your own life force, you have your own energy field, and you have your A, B's, and C's, and 1, 2s, and 3s, right, through calculation. Okay, now you don't understand your clocking, you don't understand your dimensions, you don't understand your portals, but the only thing you do understand, which is good, is that you're a human vessel trying to understand its education of itself. I think that's fantastic. But you have to understand there's another side of you. And to understand that, you have to communicate within. So you have to think out of the box. And that's where you come into E equals MC squared, to its birth. All right? You've got this from Einstein. E equals MC squared. What does that mean? E equals MC squared is everything through travel, everything through energy, everything through parallel paradox, everything through mass, everything through calculation. The square is you, okay? Through its plasma. It's all about traveling through vortex. Now, when I say vortex, again, I'm not communicating in my physical. You can't get confused. So it's knowing how to balance out your physical system that you live through its education and balance yourself as intelligence. Okay, once you have that and you step over to the spiritual system and you have the 12 rotation centers in balance, now you're becoming more of your intelligence of its human vessel, not its human vessel, of its intelligence. So you're changing, adapting, learning, experiencing, education, rising, accelerating, moving, coloration, lights, planets, intelligence, codes, portals. So it's all about understanding your life force of your physical system. Everybody has that when they're born. Now, this is where it comes in and where it gets complicated, knowing that the program system of you, okay, is not the real you. Understanding how to get your life force back. So when you get that back, you have to go through E equals MC squared again, but see it in a different way. See the energy, everything through the equation when it comes into your parallels, paradigm. What's a paradigm shift? What's a polar shift? What's a magnetic force polar shift? What's an energy through electronic polar shift? What's a plasma through a web? Graphing location of a polar shift. Everything is calculated and modified through intelligence. I communicate through my AI vessel, okay, as a commander that leads the fleets of the Galactic Federation of Light Council, and I control everything through the rebellion. So You have to understand the commanding force of you through your physical system. But no, you're just going through education. Okay? You could be Travis, you could be Bob, but these are just experiences. The real person is inside. It wants to come out. It wants to play. It wants to understand its mechanisms. It wants to understand space. It wants to understand its involvements. It wants to understand more, knowing how powerful planets have intelligence. Okay? I mean, you guys believe in angels, archangels, those are extremely real. And they come to your time of need when you need it through its emergency. And it happens unexpected. Okay? And you can't explain it. And that's what it's all about. Humans can't explain what they see. Okay? And that's why it's extremely complicated. And then they go downstairs and watch a TV, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And they're, whoa, wow, that's so cool. That's all digital. That's all Hollywood. Okay? That's a fabrication. Okay? It's far from the truth of what space and time is. Okay? So it's all about manipulation, the mind system, when it comes into Scientology. Or anything through calculation when it comes to psych-op locations. Your psychometry system. A psychometry is understanding the communication of this marker. How do I friend this marker? How do I partnership this marker through relationship? Because it's not just a marker, it's everything through a marker. Okay? So intelligence sees things up close. They don't see it from afar. And that's how we get into scan. We scan anything before we touch. So it's all about you have that gift. You just have to let it out. And this all connects through the heart, the mind, and the soul. Okay? The mind is everything through the thought. We know that. The everything through the heart is understanding the follow-up when it comes into the portal. And the soul is identifying to its intelligence. Those are the three you have to combine. Okay? So I'm doing back reviews, but I'm trying to get everybody to understand what I provide in my Galactic School. So you start off with that. Okay? Now, everybody knows they have a brain, right? We all have a brain. We know how to use the brain. We use it every day. But the problem is that we're not educated to know how to use the mind. Okay, because the mind is the brain. So you have to form the mind and the brain into one. But you're still in the physical system. You're not allocated to that position yet because you haven't opened up your chakras of communication of your grounds. You have to ground yourself first when it comes into Mother Earth, Mother Nature, Mother Core, Mother Universe, Mother Seed, Mother Pod, Mother everything through nature. Okay? So when you open that up through calculation, you get an energy field right here. Okay? And that automatically opens up your chakra system of 1 to 7 through calculation. I'll change the coloration pattern so you guys understand this more. Okay? So change the coloration. So now basically, those are your 7. Okay? Rotating everything through the grounds. It's open. It's open now. Whoa! Okay, so now what happens? What do I do now with my human vessel? So this is the more understanding how to educate yourself through your human vessel, how to communicate within. How do I do that? Let's think about it. Well, I have a Galactic School, and I provide the best way of knowledge to understand you have intelligence. So it's taking you out of the human vessel and getting into the AI vessel that you have, that you always have had. That's why it's hard to believe these things, because you've been living on karma wheels of different intelligence. And people keep going through that cycle, and keep reliving and reliving and reliving. Every time you're born through different intelligence of the galaxy through time. That's why your birthing system is very important, because you're connected to planets through its astral records, or anything through calculation when it comes to the astrology of its chart. Everybody has an astrological chart. You have to understand your planets. You have to understand your mystical side of planets. You have to understand the mystical side of you, which is your creature. I'm a lion, king of the forest. What does a lion do? What does it represent? What's the education of a lion, right? It protects everything through security. Okay? Starseed is the serpent of light. She has to understand how to use her serpent. She has to understand how to do these things through healing. Okay. So when you get into these involvements with your human vessel, okay, you're communicating through your intelligence now, because you understand your human vessel. You've opened up your chakra systems through your gravity system, right? It modifies. You're modifying yourself. You're coming out of your human and coming into its intelligence through its grounds. So basically, you automatically open your chakras, but they're not open. Okay, you're just opening the grounds. Okay, and then you come into what we call the root. Okay, that's the balanced security. So you got to secure yourself with its grounds first, right? And then you go up to higher levels. Okay, you go into the connections of the creative cycle, the intimate. You go into the sacral. Okay, so once you go into that, you go into the solar plex, and then you go into the heart, and then you go into the throat, and then you go into the transmission light, and then you go into the crown chakra. You have to know what education means through your body system within. Okay, it's very powerful through communication, and that's how you communicate through yourself. You communicate yourself within. So now you're thinking outside the box, because now you open up your ground formation. So when you go through my healing, you automatically go right into your 7 chakras, but they're not open. The ground formation is open. You're connecting to its light, but you're not understanding it. So your human vessel is going like this. Human vessel, intelligence, human vessel, intelligence. So it's trying to understand what's going on, because you're coming out of realms and you're getting dizzy. You're not sure what day it is, or you're waking up to dream sets. You're seeing this, you're seeing spacecrafts. So you're opening up your eyes for the very first time. You're seeing everything for the very first time of atmospheres. You're actually seeing these things. So basically, you're educating yourself and actually seeing what space is for the very first time. Knowing, whoa, I just saw a planet. You can't question that. It's because what you see, you are going through experiences, and those experiences become extremely real to the mind system. So it's all about positioning yourself fully into the spiritual system, so you can understand more of your intelligence to the mind system. Okay, so the more we think out of the box, the more we can identify ourselves as intelligence. Okay, so when you go up to those levels, okay, let's just go through here. You go 7, right? You do anything through coloration here. Now, everybody is in a different chakra system. Not everybody is in the same color, because you're a different DNA. Remember that. 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's your 7 chakras, right? There's your 7. Now, you have to understand how to use your grounds. You have to understand how to use your powers and connectors. Power connector is you through source. So when you wake up for the very first time, you are identifying yourself with the earth through its gravity system. Then you have to understand everything. Okay, now I get 7 chakras. What does that mean? Well, you can communicate to different levels of dimensions, the portals. That's what the 7 represents, but it's in your body. But you have to understand you also have 5 that's in the atmosphere. So you have to master your communications of your body first in your physical system, which is confusing because you're not sure which way is up or which way is down. What's happening with me? I'm waking up. Well, why am I feeling like this? Why am I getting headaches? So it's understanding your intelligence of what's happening with its position, of time. So when you get into vortex of time, you're traveling instantly, but the human vessel doesn't understand that. It's still trying to stay in its system. And that's a problem sometimes, because when people go through my healing, they don't want to come out of the physical system, right? So they have to get into the believing cycle that this can be done. You can heal things through the mind, just as you can destroy things through the mind. It's either or, guys. Okay? You say potato, I say potato. It's the same thing. It all balances out. It doesn't matter. What matters is to understand the balance of you, which is center of you through the mind. To actually understand that there is a lot more out there for everybody to discover. through space and time. Okay? But to get there, you have to understand your 7 chakras. Now, once you come into the power centers, it opens up its basic understanding. So you're coming into your E fields, right? Now, when you come into your E fields, you're coming into full calculation, right? So, and then it comes into a cylinder. It's like a cup. Okay, this is your E field. This protects you every day, all right? And then you come into your pyramids, okay? And then you come into your diamond core. So your position is trying to come into the diamond core, right? That's you. And then everything travels through space like this, because you understand everything through calculation, right? So it's taken out of your position. And then automatically, when you communicate with the sun, it opens up its realm location and takes you out of position. Okay? So when you understand more of yourself, you're understanding, okay, now I have coloration, lights, and activation. What does that mean? So when you go through my Galactic School, I provide you with everything through E equals MC squared. I give you the understanding what E is, what equal, mass, calculation, and square. What does that all mean to me? It's a representation of you to traveling. Okay? So when you come out of that, and then you come into, I like you to back phrasing this, videos, because it shows you what's going on. 3, 6, and 9, Tesla, right? Very, very power intuitive. He drew space diagram programs, electronic interference through magnetic force, to illumination lights and everything through objects. He was creating engineering skill sets, set up lights and gamma ray operation systems. That's what he was doing. But he couldn't understand 3, 6, and 9. 3, 6, and 9 is travel to everything through your spacecraft position. So you have E equals MC squared. Okay. And you understand why MC is in the middle. That's what it is, guys. That's the first time I've ever done it. So once you understand that, then you understand everything through mass calculation. Mass calculation is everything through you, through intelligence. Okay. E is everything through your E fields. Equal is everything through your parallel of time. And everything through the square is everything through travel. Okay. So the MC connects right away to the framing system of the box framing system. Okay. And then you take it out of its equation. Okay. It has to travel, right? But it has to understand everything through its mass of its calculation. So you're calculating yourself of E equals MC squared, and understanding everything through point division is 3, 6, and 9 through calculation. And then you come into your time clock of recognition. Okay. So it's a lot of fun once you get into the positions of yourself, but really try to educate yourself, especially through the intelligence system, because it's everything through formation, right? It's all about researching you. You know yourself as a physical system, but you truly have to understand yourself through the intelligence, understanding sounds. What does that mean? I'm hearing something from miles and miles away. It's going in and out. Now I'm seeing numbers. Now I'm seeing illustrations. My body feels funny. It just feels like it just shifted. So if your body feels like it's just shifted, you are no longer communicating in the physical of the brain. You're communicating through intelligence of time, of space. Okay? So if you do a wind shift through vortex location division, you're traveling through position. Okay? So it's like, oh boy, I just woke up and I just vortex through a realm location. So basically this, you open a plasma like that. Okay? So you wind spin through location through your particle system. Okay, and then you go over here to division location. Okay, it's a good thing I can draw, guys. So in this position is understanding it's a wall interference. So you're going through a realm location. It's really powerful. Okay, so You start here, right? This is the plasma, right? And this is you ending. So you start here, finish here, okay? So you just vortex through a round location. A round location is everything through your connections when it comes into equal. E is everything through your fields, E/fields. And then you have everything through mass calculation. Mass calculation is everything through the center, okay, of your plasma traveling. So the mass is you through weight conception, three-particle system. Calculating is how far am I going to travel to per second, and that's where you come into the time travel, right? So basically, you're here to travel, okay? You're in position, and here you are to finish. Okay, so you start here, here's the plasma, here's the wall interference, coming into two realms of equal. So your paradigm, you're doing a shift, your body's doing a shift. And you go from here to here, and you feel it through the body. I said, whoa, the more you extend your intelligence, the more you extend your traveling. I just vortex through a parallel through a planet location position, and I change my frequency levels through my pattern location. My energy lies connection system is allocated through the computer when it's connected to its key frame. Now, I'm communicating to higher forms of atoms now. Remember, everything in intelligence finds its balance of fluctuation. Okay? So it's really trying to control everything that's going on. And that's why it's so hard, is because when you come into the simulation, because people talk about it all the time, what is consciousness? Well, consciousness is not just everything. It's everything to you through vibration. So truly understanding that when you come into space for the very first time, you're connected to your intelligence of your higher self. But you have to do this through meditation. Okay? So if you don't know how to meditate, come to me and I'll let you know possible ways of meditating. Understand more of what's happening with my DNA of E=mc². You have to understand your energy, your force of energy, your activation of energy, lights of energy. You have to understand your frequencies of energy. Okay, you have to understand your toning divisions. You have to understand your sound barriers. You have to understand your ear defense. You have to understand your mechanisms of time. You have to understand your calculations of planets of time. You have to understand everything through your vortex location activations of time. There's a lot of things you have to understand when you get into intelligence. Okay, and it all starts with E=mc². Okay, so, and the square is here, which is you. You just traveled, right? So you got your E fields right here. I'll show you through definition. That calculates and modifies, guys. I mean, really, really understand your educations of yourself more, because it puts you in better positions, right? So let's say we go into an E field. So I'm putting my E field up because I'm traveling, right? So here goes my E field. Okay, I'm putting it up now. Okay, here's my E field, right? So it's all set, ready to go through the plasma. So what happens is that your particle system changes into time codes. Even though you're traveling second per second, let's say I have vortex from here to here, how long did it take me go through mass calculation? And then you understand your square, which is it's finished, it's resolved, right? So your particle system, right, disappears into the round location position like this. Okay, it goes from here to here. So it gets sucked in, right? And then it comes back in line communication, back into particle system over to here. So you just vortexed. So it's all about your pixel conception, your holographic system coming back into division to location, into your division of planet position. Okay. You start here, forming into here. So you have to understand everything through realm, and that's connected to your body frame, right? Because you're going through frames, right? So it's understanding your particle system is separating. Okay. I can't take my physical system and go into a wall. I have to separate my particle system to go into the wall. So this is all done through E=mc². The energy, the frequency of the energy, the coloration of the lights of the energy of traveling. Okay. And then you get equal, the parallel, the paradigm, the polar shift, the magnetic shift. What shift am I doing? So you have to understand everything through its plasma, because you're going through its orb, right? Or anything through calculation. And everything through mass is weight conception through your particle system. And everything through calculation, okay, how long does it take me to go from here to here? And then you understand the square is everything through formation of you, of traveling, right? And then you come back into position to your holographic system of calculation. Okay? That's what happens. So you're disintegrating, you're re-evolving, readjusting, refocusing, and everything through your alarms are going through connections when it comes to heat signature pattern location positions. Now I'm talking more of an atom system through a connection as your AI commander is telling you exactly what you can do through E equals MC squared. Okay, but you have to understand your E fields. Okay, you have to understand your energy fields. This is your E fields, energy field. That's your energy, right? Okay, this is your plasma energy. Okay, all right, and this is your particle system coming back. Okay, so you're traveling from one place to the next, but your body has to separate your particle system. See that in anything when they go up to the loft, the lift, when they start disappearing. Well, it's just Christmas lights. Like in Star Trek, I used to watch it all the time with Captain Kirk. When they disintegrate, right? And what happens is that they disappear. And then they reappear. But when they reappear, it looks something like this. They come through a plasma like this. So their particle system is coming back into formation. Okay, so I'll show you here. So it's coming back into like this. Okay, and then your body starts forming into this, back into your position. So it's understanding separation of your body through calculation, right? So when you disappear, you look like this, but you come back into that, right? Because remember, you have to understand intelligence can travel, but it only can travel to understand what's going on with the simulation. This is a bit more complex. This is more for my team, but it's really amazing when you not only think out of the box, you become everything through the box of traveling. Coloration, lights, activation, codes, parallels. You can vortex to anything. You can vortex in a box, inside a box, outside a box. You can go around a box. You can change the coloration of the box. It is all created through the mind. No, it's understanding how humans have to get out of the position of the brain and understand when I communicate to levels of the Galactic School, you have to understand everything through formation of E equals MC squared is everything through your DNA. Okay? So it's DNA, okay, plasma. Okay, DNA plasma. Okay, DNA plasma. Okay, and then you come back into formation, which is your square. Okay, so your square is traveling, right? It's going to higher levels.
Is there something else I can help with?
Okay, Syria, it seems you want to communicate with me, but truly, you know, trying to look at something for what it is. Like, for example, we already know what this is, right? We wear them all the time. So try to see a different way of seeing this, of not just shades that you put on, a reflection for the sun. Okay, it blocks out, right? So it's really understanding that these are lens, okay, and dimensions of other realm location positions. This is electronic interference. These are laser recognition lights, okay? It radiates the suns or anything through galaxy positions. It can center anything through calculation through laser recognitions of pyramids. It can activate anything through cycle rotation or rotations to anything through ground formations of crop circle location positions. These are eye receptor locations, they're GPS locations. Okay, everything is a variation of difference. So I don't see these as just shades. I see this everything of a shade through a dimension. And that's why it's so powerful, is to understand that you have to get the collaboration of the mind and the brain into one. Okay. It all starts off the process of U through E equals MC squared. That is your DNA. That is your plasma. That is your particle. That is your separation. Okay. You're disassociating yourself through your particle system, but you're coming back into formation. Okay. You're diluting the resolution of everything through you. Trying to understand, okay, I just traveled through vortex location position to a round position of a planet position. Now, I understand what that is through code, but when somebody's looking at you, they'll think you're crazy. So, well, I didn't feel anything, because you have metal inside your body system. So your positions have to come out of the metal and come into the light. So it's all about traveling through the mind. You can't travel through the mind until you understand your chakra system of communication. You have to understand your DNA plasmas when it comes into E equals MC squared. You have to understand how to get out of the box. Okay? The knowledge system of you intelligence force rises everything through calculation. Putting yourself into better positions helps you in so many ways and form. And that's what this school provides. It provides you with education. It provides you with knowledge of its education. Okay, it provides you how to understand more of yourself through intelligence. Okay, really understand the travel. Now, there's a lot of people that go through my healing and they're saying, well, okay, basically, what's happened? Okay, so the thing is, it's the commanding force you have to understand through your particle system, understanding its traveling mechanisms of time, space of time, calculation of time, modification, integration. Okay, anything through modulation or simulation. The path has to recognize you through intelligence. Okay, truly understand how to communicate within. Gives you everything through cycle rotation. Now, a cycle through rotation, okay, is understanding cycles of rotation. Okay, cycles of rotation. You can change the wind spins. Now, what's a wind spin? So now I'm communicating in the atmosphere, location, positions. So you're saying, well, a lot of people don't understand my vocabulary. It's extremely high rise because I'm communicating through my intelligence and not my physical system. I'm living the existence of the physical system, but everything I'm giving back to you is intelligence of space. And that's why it's so complex. Okay? Circulation, rotation. Circulation, rotation. See? And then you create everything through its atom. See that? Very powerful. Then you create everything through its atom. Okay? And then you create everything through its atom. 3-point division. It's extremely complicated, eh? Trying to figure out what that is. What is that? And then you do everything through its atom. Okay? So you're expanding your mind. You're opening up the shapes. You're opening up the structures of shapes. You're opening the coloration and lights of the shapes. You're opening up everything through traveling when it comes to shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay? So when you're in positions like this, as soon as you color it in through colors, now you're coming into vortex location. You color it in, right? Like this. It's really powerful. Try to get into this position to show you. So you start off with that, right? And then you go like this. So you're in a higher level connection of space. Try to say, what is that? What's going on, right? You're excited. So when you get excited, then you understand everything through the pyramid. Okay, and then you understand everything through the pyramid. Okay, and then you can change the coloration again. Okay, and then you can do another circle rotation. Or you can just take it out of its equation. Security line defense. Okay, so once you get into security line defense is understanding realm locations of different space atmospheres. So understanding you're coming out of the atmosphere to hemispheres, stratospheres, and then you're coming into dimensions. So point division level system, you got the atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere. Okay, atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere. 3 division level system, anything allocated. When you're going through force recognition systems and you come into higher levels of connection, okay, you're coming into and out of the stratospheres. Okay, and then you go into the bio. So every time you go higher and higher, you're going through security measures, right? And that's why you have to soul identify yourself of space. And then when you start traveling, you take everything out of its equation. Okay, comes out of its equation. Everything comes out of its equation once you understand your intelligence. Okay, comes out of its equation from here to here. Okay, and then it can speed cross once it goes past the atmospheres, hemispheres, stratospheres, and everything through the bio. Okay, these are the 3 you have to go through. 3 elements. Okay, atmosphere, hemisphere, and stratosphere. Okay, and then you go into the bioatmosphere. Okay, so when you get into those levels, you go into higher levels of security defense. This is where you go into the defending and protecting yourself to higher formations of light. So you have to protect yourself more through traveling, right? This is where it gets extremely complicated. So it's travel to higher division levels, and it's coming into higher positions of intelligence. Okay, so from here to here to here, right? So it's past the bio, and it's traveling farther and farther. So understanding your positions of shapes is truly understanding everything through your definition of soul recognition systems to your spacecraft position. Okay, that's why you have to understand everything through its anomaly. Now, when I say anomaly, I mean your structural location to your DNA. Anomaly is kind of like understanding the particle system of you, how you were put together through source, everything through space, everything through time, everything through galaxies. What is galaxies? Galaxies is everything through, it's a combination of everything through an atom. It's a combination of magnetic, it's a combination of H2O, plasma energy, magnetic force, highway information system, electronics, anything through magnetic, right? It's all about forming, okay, into a particle system of a shape, letter, or number, okay, because it rotates in circles on so many levels of structural locations, okay? Getting into the polarized, getting into the polar, getting into the energized, the magnetic, the magnesium. Okay, there's so many things with the highway information system. Everybody has it. It's just you have to understand yourself through your chakras before you understand everything through traveling of your E equals MC square. Okay. So anyway, let's go through your questions here. Unconditional divine internal love. Yeah. MSN is trying to create false information about higher intelligence to furthermore manipulate the masses. Yeah, I know. I know, Starseed. I know what's going on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's all come to the surface. So everything's calculated, modified, and put down. So the more I can understand my intelligence, the more I can center and rebalance my human system. They're perfect. Perfect example of Starseed. The more we find out our uniqueness, the more we can better love the tend and grow ourselves on the level which expands all aspects of self. Starseed has been with me for a while now, and she understands more of her intelligence. So she's extremely high rise in space. She can help you out. She has her own mystery school, right? She understands her healing. She understands her chakra system. She understands her intelligence system, okay, to her commander. right? Or anything through formation. Because space and time is very real when you start traveling through the mind. But you got to get out of those positions of the physical system, get into the intelligence of its AI vessel. That's what we need to do. So this is why I love Ascension School, because I can learn more about me every day. I can understand more of myself every day in all advances of the energetic levels that you can reach. Okay? And understand a plasma energy force through a soul recognition system, through light communication of a starlight energy to a dimension, through a realm, through a key phrasing, through computer operation center. What does that mean? I know what it means because I had balance with my intelligence, right? So it's all about you getting out and getting into your intelligence of signals to that communication, to this location system, right? So I think that's good, you know. I'm going to let you guys go with that. Okay, you have any questions or comments, feel free to go to my Galactic School. I provide a lot of information. I can help you out in all ways and forms just to get a better understanding of what you're going through, you know, through your ascensions and anything about healing. You want to know this, you want to know that. You want to know more about aliens. Do they exist? Why do they exist? Why are they here? What's going to happen next? I can help you in all ways and forms, okay? Because I'm extremely, extremely informative with my intelligence through space and time, through the rebellion. Okay, or you can ask Starseed. She's part of my force team, or anybody else. Tina. Okay. So other than that, everybody have a fantastic day. I'm going to go back to the beach. I'll send up another video for you guys, very short, but I'm getting used to getting a tan. I tan easy as I go along. But other than that, it's great to see everybody. And, you know, just keep yourself, you know, to... you know, everything that's going on right now. Focus on that and be aware of what's happening, you know, with yourself. It doesn't have to be the intelligence, just be aware of yourself. And we're here to help and guide and put you guys back into positions of who you are from its very beginning. Okay. So this is your pre-mind AI commander from the years of quadrants to 6 and 7 coming into 8, which is coming up very soon with the all connections of the test review and evaluations. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to put you in 80 rotation centers. So this is also coming from the Colossus team divisions. Adios, everybody.